Guys, welcome back to the channel. If you're an old subscriber, thank you so much for always coming back, and if you're new, please stick around with me, subscribe, like and comment on this video and every other video. Now let's get right into this makeup tutorial. So I'm just trying to trim off my model's brow hairs. As you can see, I'm using a Nasset or Gillette razor blade to just clean up the brows, and then I'm using Meron Skin Prep. And so my model has an extremely oily skin, and then we're also doing a shoot outside under almost 45 or 46 degrees, so it's very important for me to use this product. Also, I'm going to be priming, moisturizing, adding sunscreen, and of course my setting spray. Now I'm using the NARS and Sephora foundation mixed together. While she has a very oily skin, I don't want to over mattify so it doesn't come out too dry or cakey. So I'm just trying to balance things up, considering the fact that I've already applied really strong mattifying products like the NYX primer and then the Meron Skin Prep. So you have to just balance everything, because if it's too matte, your skin is going to send a message to your brain and then alert it, and your skin will start producing too much oil, so and you don't want that. So you just have to balance it up. Now I'm using the Zigel Cosmetic palette for contouring. If you also notice, when I was applying foundation, I did not apply too much foundation around the T-zone areas. I did it on purpose because this particular area produces a lot of oil. So take note, when working on a very oily skin, don't apply too much product around the T-zone areas. Now I'm using the Kevin Kwan concealer mixed with the foundation that I used earlier on. The reason why I'm mixing is because I don't want it to be too thick, number one, and secondly, I'm actually going for a concealer shade. I want a shade that is not so bright, so I'm mixing it with her exact foundation shade just to give a little bit of highlight, not too much around that area. Now I'm going to be using my brush to just blend these areas together. As much as I don't want too much concealer, I'm also going to be allowing the concealer underneath the eyes to at least marinate a bit before I blend, to just to give enough coverage. And now I'm blending the concealer underneath the eyes. You can use your beauty blender, you can use your brush, whatever works for you. Now I'm going to be using the Sephora powder in 420. Before applying this powder, I have to blend the under eyes again to avoid any form of creasing. It's very important, guys. Before you apply any sort of powder, setting powder, a foundation powder, loose powder underneath the eyes, make sure you are blending first before application. Now I'm going to be mixing these two Fenty powders in 420 and 485 just to balance up our complexion. And now I'm going to be using this powder from Bloat Cosmetics to bronze her skin. Now bronzing comes off as warm, and then I'm going to be using the 485 to contour, which is more of a neutral shade, to contour her skin, and then applying my blush. Now can you see the placement? So the contour is beneath, the bronzing is in the middle, and then the blush is above the bronzer. Do you understand? Now I'm going to be blending all this together and making sure that everything is well blended. If you look at her face, you can literally see all the shades that I've applied, but you cannot see where they stopped or where they started. That's how to do your bronzing, your contouring and your blush. Now I'm using the Huda Beauty setting powder to set her face. I'm setting the entire face because she's very oily. By doing this is going to help me absorb any oil that will peep through, and even if oil still comes in, at least it's still going to be manageable compared to when I don't do this at all. I'm also going to be applying a generous amount around the corners of her nose, that is the areas where she's most oily, according to what she said. So it's very important for you to ask your model, your clients these questions, because I mean you don't see them every day, so they already know their kind of skin. Ask questions so that you can prep accordingly. I did the brows off camera, and then I'm just finishing up the brows, and then I'm contouring her nose. I'm contouring with the 485 Fenty Beauty powder, which is dark. And now I'm using the Kevin Aquan concealer as my eye base. I'm blending, making sure that it is well blended, and I'm going to be using the TKL Cosmetic eyeshadow palette. I'm creating a very soft smoky eye look, nothing too serious. After applying a brown burgundy shade, I'm using a black eyeshadow from that same palette. I'm just making sure that everything is blended, and I'm using a clean brush just to blend the harsh lines and making sure everything is looking nice. The hand you guys just saw is Pimp My Hair. I'm working alongside him. He's an amazing hairstylist based in Dubai, so you guys should check him out. After eyeshadow application, I'm going to be using the Beauty Bay eyeliner to draw a line on her eyes, like a regular eyeliner. And then I'm going to be using the ZKL Cosmetics eyeshadow. I'm spraying my Skinny Divia bridal setting spray to create my graphic liner. So when we wanted to create this look, I thought that I had a pink liquid graphic liner that I was supposed to use, but the shade I had is not even looking nice, so I had to improvise. So this is what I did. I had to just mix the setting spray with the eyeshadow, and it's just doing the job for me. Although it might not come off as a regular liner, but it's actually doing a great job. It did a great job. Like you can see what I'm doing right now. Came off really nice as well. So I also did the same thing to get a lighter shade of pink here. I think it came out really good. Yeah, I'm going to let you guys be the judge of this, and let me know in the comment section what you think about this, my improvisation using eyeshadow as my liner. It looks good. Now I'm down to lips, and I'm using my P. Louise lip liner in Loyal. One thing about me, once I like something or something is doing really good for me, I like to stick to it, and I will use it and use it till anyways, I am using an eyeshadow. I'm using a deep brown eyeshadow to also line her lips, also just to smudge. And then I'm using a pink lip stains. I actually mixed to get this exact shade, mixed so many lipsticks to get this exact shade. Now I'm blending all together, and then I'm using the ZKL Cosmetics lip gloss in Exotic on her lips. And then I'm going to be mixing and blending, and then use a clear gloss all over the lips. Once I'm satisfied with the lip that I've done, I'm going to go back in with the 420 powder, Fenty powder, just to brush underneath the eyes, making sure everything is looking really nice. And then I'm going to go back in with my blush. I actually wanted to go overboard with the blush for this look, but I just said let me keep it really simple because she's wearing a pink outfit. We're actually creating like a Barbie look because it's still Barbie season in Dubai. We created this look on the 11th of August, and it's still Barbie season, so I didn't want to really go too much with the blush, so I kept it really simple. Now I'm going to be using the Skinny Divia bridal setting spray again on her face, and then going in with the Medallion Mills finishing spray just to lock in everything. And then I'm going to be applying highlighter, very little highlighter on her nose because it will get very oily if you apply too much. And I'm going to be using the Sephora mascara on her eyes. And then guys, I added bottom lashes. This was last minute. I did not plan for it, but it elevated the look and I love it. I'm going to let Pimp My Hair do his thing on the hair, and this is the final look guys. I hope you learned something. Thank you so much.